The Human Torch has now been out on Marvel Rivals for the past couple weeks, and that's given us enough time to really break him down, see where he excels, see which areas you should avoid, and then the ultimate combos you should use to level up and dominate with this character. Now, at the end of the day, the Human Torch might not be for everyone, but we've seen a lot of negative reviews online that just focus on a few certain key areas, but instead, if you learn to master these combos, you can be so much more powerful with the Human Torch than you realize. Now, that being said, this video can be used to make the Human Torch your #1 go-to hero, or a really great strategy to become a more well-rounded Marvel Rivals player is have like 3 to 5 heroes that you can dominate with. That way, if an enemy team is shutting down one of your heroes, you can quickly jump to another and counter. And the Human Torch is so great for that. First thing, he's a flight hero similar to Storm and Iron Man, and he can actually team up with Storm in this game and make Storm have fire tornadoes and deal more damage. Let's first quickly go through all his moves and then show you different ways that you can combo them all together. His normal attack is Fire Cluster. Think of this as your shotgun. If you're within 15 meters, it's super deadly, but further back it spreads out. It has 6 charges with 12 projectiles altogether. It isn't an instant hit though, so make sure to lead your shots. If you land all projectiles as a body shot, it's 84 damage, so 3 quick projectiles and a lot of your opponents will be taken out. And a lot more with this one when we cover his combos in a bit. His next ability is Blazing Blast that has 3 charges and a 2-second cooldown time. This one deals 40 damage on a hit, as well as that burst damage if the fireball touches other enemies. And it lasts for a full 6 seconds, dealing a total of 150 damage while it's down. So if you have a group of enemies all clustered in one spot, spam all 3 shots and deal a ton of damage. Next up is his Shift Plasma Body. Whenever you're attacking and have multiple enemies around, you want to be more agile. To do this, simply keep this ability constantly pressed, because every time you shoot off an attack, it'll recharge and you'll be able to use it much longer. This lets you send out a strafing aerial barrage, allowing you to be more agile and harder for your enemies to hit you. Next is his most important ability to master. If you use this correctly, you can make him a lot more difficult for your enemies to handle. This is your Meteor Dive, and it deals 40 damage on impact, plus a 5-meter radius, and what makes it so incredible in so many different ways is its knockback ability. So even if there are enemy tanks nearby, it allows you to knock them back and get out of range before they can get you. But it gets even better. If you notice an enemy a bit too far from their team, you can land behind them and they will get knocked into your team, pretty much giving you guys a free kill. Or in the same way, if you see an enemy charging up their ultimate near your team, you can quickly knock them back, saving your teammates. And of course, if you see those pesky close range fighters like Iron Man and Panther, well then you know you can knock them back before they can kill your friends. As for easy combos with this, simply throw your fireball first, get that 40 damage, and then go in for a Meteor Dive and get that instant 90 damage with the pushback. Or if you find some enemies that are a bit slow or haven't really seen you, you can get off multiple fireballs and then dive bomb for even more damage and pretty much a guaranteed kill. You just might need to use a few shots of your fireball after you knock them back. His next cool ability is the Pyro Prism. Think of this as your clutch zone ability. If you're taking a zone or defending a statue, throw multiple fireballs down within the zone and link them together and deal damage to all enemies that enter or are within that area. It essentially becomes a no-go zone for a full 5 seconds. Or if you see an enemy that really isn't moving, you can quickly throw down 2 to 3 fireballs and link them instantly to get the bonus 65 damage for hitting them with that small wall you just created. And then you can even combo this further by Meteor Diving down on them. Another clutch way to use this is if you get close to your enemy spawn. You can actually create a zone that they have to walk through when they get out of their spawn. Not only are you dealing damage, but if the whole team walks through it, you're charging up your ultimate so much faster. Then you have his ultimate Supernova. Not only is this great on its own, but it's amazing if you already have a Pyro Prism down, because then as the enemies dodge your flame tornadoes, they can accidentally go back into those zones, dealing even more damage to themselves. The Supernova itself does 70 damage in a 20-meter shockwave, and then you can start launching your 10 flame tornadoes over the 8 seconds. The tornadoes themselves deal 100 damage per second, so if you find an enemy team in a confined area, you can quickly spam off a bunch of tornadoes and get that team wipe. Plus, if you are playing with the hero Storm on your team, you can make her tornadoes turn into fire tornadoes, making them do even more damage. Now, as for the combos, as you can probably already tell from all his abilities, they just link up so well together in all kinds of different combos. In your first few games, don't worry so much about the win, worry about learning combos. Keep track of the energy bars and remember to throw your fireballs and then dive into your enemies. Surround with fireballs, activate your Pyro Prism, and do that Meteor Dive. Take a few games to see which scenarios you come out alive from, and which times you get overwhelmed and killed. Doing these practice steps first will help you become a lot more of a second nature player in-game, remembering exactly when and where to hit the right combos. Now, even though we spoke a lot about the meteor dive in this video because it's so great for combos, remember that you are a flight hero first. So unless you flank an unsuspecting victim, you're always going to be starting your battles in the air throwing fireballs. Then after this, your main focus will be keeping an eye on your enemy health bars when they get below 50%. This is the time to activate all those combos that you've been practicing and simply smash the other team. It might sound super simple, but simply focusing on this, getting them down below that 50% and comboing, ending with a dive will get them almost every single time and get you so many more kills than you're used to. Definitely make sure to let us know how your experience with the Human Torch is going. And of course, if you want to see any other breakdowns from other characters that we've been playing, let us know and we'll be sure to do that. Or if you like playing other games like Helldivers, Off the Grid, new games that are coming that no one else has played before, definitely stay tuned to this channel and subscribe because we have so many more videos coming your way.